Hey movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and physical media with you. And this review I have been really excited to get to, and I know it's been taking a little bit longer than I wanted, but we're finally here because we are talking about one of my favorite early 80s animated movies, and that is Fire and Ice. And Fire and Ice first hit the shelves on Blu-ray from Blue Underground way back in 2009. And even with some of its shortcomings, this Blu-ray has always looked great. I gave it high marks at the time, had no real issues with it. Well, now 16 years later, Blue Underground comes out with Fire and Ice in the 4K UHD format in this awesome limited edition steelbook. Let's take a closer look at this awesome artwork because I absolutely love this artwork. And this set also includes the film's score on a CD soundtrack, which is awesome. It also includes two new features. One is a biography from animator Frank Frazetta, and the other is a new interview with director Robert Rodriguez as he goes in and talks about his love for this film. And Fire and Ice does come at us with a 4K scan from the original 35mm negative, forming a 4K DI with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and preserving its theatrical ratio of 1:5:1, and was supervised and approved by director Ralph Bakshi. So no, this is not just an upscale as I've been hearing people say it is or claiming it is on physical media groups. It's a whole new restoration, built from the original negative. Alright guys, so let's dive in and take a closer look at Fire and Ice on 4K UHD against the previous 2009 Blu-ray, and let's find out if this 4K is truly worth the upgrade. The 2009 Blu-ray was definitely no slouch, and it still looks good. But Fire and Ice truly excels here on 4K by showcasing the film's full potential that is something a 2009 Blu-ray was very limited with. First, the animation benefits immensely from the higher resolution and color enhancements from the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading. And the grading doesn't artificially alter any part of the original color scheme, but rather it maximizes and emphasizes on what's already there and widens the dynamic range and color gamut, producing colors that look fuller, rich, and vibrant. From the lush jungle greens to the searing volcanic oranges to the icy blues, they don't just pop, but now leap off the screen with newfound vibrancy. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading really expounds on the colorful animation where it literally felt as if I was watching this film for the first time. Now, a very nice standout here with the 4K disc with the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading is with the specular highlights. From the flickering torches, the glowing magic energy beams, the ghostly animation, or even during Tigra's escape sequence with the light over the water. And the film looks very striking with all these elements. Almost a three-dimensional luminance is there. It's a big improvement over the very flat-looking 2009 Blu-ray. The saturation has been elevated that's controlled yet also tasteful and never appearing artificially applied or overly hot. And the image now exudes a very nice, pleasant, and natural warmth that is especially beneficial for skin tones that's warmer and reads convincingly lifelike, or as lifelike as it can be, being animation. You can definitely see the difference here with the animated skin tones compared to the 2009 Blu-ray. Now, another area that I'm really excited to discuss, and that is the exceptional and striking looking black levels that are substantially enhanced by the HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading on the UHD disc. And one example here is that it anchors the dark night sequences and shadows inside Necron's fortress without swallowing up the background line work as it does on the 2009 Blu-ray. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading results in gorgeous, inky, truer looking blacks and improved depth with stronger shadows. And this really allows for finer details and textures to come through the darkness with stronger visibility even within those darkest, murkiest corners. The improved black levels and shadows definitely marks a significant upgrade over the 2009 Blu-ray. Because this is an authentic archival scan of the negative, it exposes the film's uneven production history. Moments where the animation team had to cut corners or rush scenes to stay under budget. And it looks just as hurried and soft here as it always has. This is not a defect of the new 4K transfer, but is simply flaws of the original source material. And it's great that Blue Underground decided not to do any kind of digital enhancements or manipulative AI processing, and stuck with what's baked into the negative. And there are some immediate takeaways here with this 4K scan that just shows how beautiful the scan honors the hand-drawn process. We see finer ink lines on the animation cells that look remarkably crisp and well-defined, capturing the raw, muscular, and aggressive energy of the animator's anatomical style. The high resolution particularly shines brightest in the background plates. The soft landscapes within the background has intricate depth now and details that the 2009 Blu-ray really flattened. The 4K scan delivers a striking amount of texture and detail pulled from the original negative that looks stabilized and refreshed, rendering cleaner, finer lines and giving way to the absolute sharpest and clearest image that's possible. From all the intricate textures and details of the towering glaciers of Ice Peak and the volcanic smoky crags of Firekeep look incredibly striking and attractive here on this 4K. Fire and Ice on 4K also has a very healthy encode that frequently hovers between the mid-80s to over 100 Mbps and is on a 100 GB disc, resulting in breathtaking imagery at its highest potential. Another standout here with the 4K scan is with the grain structure that never degenerates into digital pixelation or compression artifacts, even during those complex sequences featuring heavy mist, smoke, and shaking camera effects. The 4K scan retains an organic, tight grain structure that gives the film its authentic theatrical 35mm look. Alright, now let's dive in and take a look at the audio. And Blue Underground features 3 different audio tracks. We have the original theatrical stereo mix, a DTS 5.1 mix, which is the same on this 2009 Blu-ray, and they also did a new Dolby Atmos mix that was built on the pre-existing Dolby True HD 7.1 mix that was also featured on the Blu-ray. And this is definitely the highlight, the sweet spot, the treat of this 4K upgrade is the Dolby Atmos mix, and I didn't notice any kind of modern day elements or sound effects added into the mix. And for a film born in an era of the standard mix was Dolby Stereo, this Atmos mix never feels like an artificial reinterpretation of the soundstage, but rather it sounds more like a massive organic expansion of the sound design, meaning that the Atmos track fully respects the original audio elements while harnessing modern-day audio hardware to plunge you headfirst into this brutal world of fire and ice that has smooth panning from the fronts to the surrounds and rears, and even in the high channels with discrete object placement. It's a healthy low-frequency response. We have that deep bass that gives impact and will give your subwoofer a great workout that's also controlled and not sounding overwhelming. Unlike the 2009 Blu-ray, where the bass was pushed way too hard. Dialogue remains clean and clear and is never overpowered by the film's music or sound effects. Guys, Blue Underground continues to prove themselves as a powerhouse studio that is here to stay, especially when it comes to the 4K market. And Fire and Ice is absolutely no exception here, and elevates the film into a demo reference-worthy showcase, proving that pre-digital hand-drawn animation can look incredibly filmic and powerful even under the higher resolution of the 4K format. This is definitely worth upgrading from your previous Blu-ray, or if you're still hanging on to that DVD, it's time to upgrade. As always guys, keep physical media alive and stay tuned for more 4K versus Blu-ray comparisons.
Twin Flick presents